Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, welcome to KocoSports, aka Koco's Corner. Just trying something new. I'm here in the office, and just huge news. I'm not working. I'm watching UFC, and I just wanted to get a couple news stories. Now, I know this is mostly a pro wrestling channel, but I think the men we're going to talk about today did a lot for pro wrestling, including Brock Lesnar. WWE's Brock Lesnar, breaking news, comes out of retirement, returns at UFC 200. I'm reading this on Fox Sports right now. They just made the announcement. Twitter's going absolutely crazy. From what I could see from early reports online, is that they've been talking about this for a while. We even had a story up on KocoSports about it. And so really exciting times. And it looks like they have WWE and Vince McMahon's permission, so it'd be very interesting. UFC been getting hit by the injury bug a lot this year. It's just crazy. I know Tommy Toholder, a fellow YouTuber, does a joke about an injury bug, but man, it's just been crazy. And now UFC 200, they had a thing with Conor McGregor having a bit of a fallout, a little, I don't know. It was drama. MMA fans and UFC fans always make fun of pro wrestling fans, but you guys seem to be filled with drama. So UFC 200 for me, I don't give a fuck about John Jones, greatest fighter in the world. Probably should be in prison, in my opinion. And I know a lot of MMA fans are like, he's a great guy. Take away John Jones' name. Explain the story with the hit and run. He's not a great guy. Greatest fighter maybe ever right now? Greatest fighter in the world right now? Oh, yeah. But I don't know if he should be fighting, but hey, that's another topic for another day. Brock Lesnar comes out, so he'll be coming out of retirement. He did retire to re-sign with WWE, made a big thing about it on SportsCenter, and now decided to come back. Looks like he has WWE and Vince McMahon's blessing, and it should be very interesting. They have not announced an opponent yet. Frank Mir. I hope it's Frank Mir. I'd love to see a best of 3 for Frank Mir. When John Cena beat Brock Lesnar, I was so pissed off he didn't beat him with the ankle lock. But, so to me, I'm really pumped up. I'm really excited. And I haven't been pumped up for MMA and UFC in a really long time. I really haven't. I've been falling kind of out of love with it. I don't know if it's just not what it used to be. I don't know what it is, but this piqued my interest. And it's so funny because when UFC 100 came out, I was all fucking fan emotion. I got fan tears. Oh my god, look where we made it. I remember, back in the day it was called No Holds Barred before, and it's just crazy, watching UFC 1, UFC up to UFC 100 and the hype package, and now they're up to UFC 200. Fox Sports, ESPN are covering it. It's just amazing where the sport has grown. But as far as for me, the bigger it gets, I don't know. Maybe I'm that guy that's like, oh, I liked Mookie Blaylock better when they were a local band, not when they got this big exposure. Maybe I'm a fucking UFC hipster. I don't know. It's just, we used to have great goddamn legends, and now we got fucking John Jones. All right, well, I guess gotta watch him. No, we don't. But, so I'm excited to see where Brock Lesnar goes. And I know this is more of a pro wrestling channel, so I apologize if you're an MMA fan clicking on this and you're like, oh my god! People like pro wrestling! It's okay. Everything's gonna be fine. Your black belt is still worthy. I wonder, too, because if Brock Lesnar goes in, he fights, a big heavyweight name, and he wins, and he comes back to WWE, man, his value explodes. But will this be a butterbean type thing? What if he gets knocked the fuck out? Well, what will the WWE do with him then? And my question is, who's his opponent going to be? Is it going to be a can? Is it just going to be a draw? I think it has to be a big opponent. And right now, the only name that comes to mind is Frank Mir. And, I love Frank Mir, and, he's had a great career, but his career is winding down, and this would be just one huge fight for Frank Mir. So I'm hoping for Frank Mir versus Brock Lesnar. We'll try to keep up with it. I'm working 2 full-time jobs now, so YouTube isn't as big of a priority as it should be. Stupid jobs and food and money and wives always, we need food. Oh, Jesus. I knew you were going to be such high maintenance. Look at this deal. Woo! This is like the best restaurant in the world, by the way. It's a restaurant in Tokyo. Uh, we got $3.99 steak, cheese. Woo! Going to Gusto's, baby. And woo! Rays beat Minnesota. So way to go. But yeah, so I'm really pumped up for UFC 200. I'll be rooting for Brock Lesnar. And I saw a really mean tweet on Twitter. Well, where else would you see it? But so it says, CM Punk has been there for 2 years, no fight. Brock signs, ready for the next UFC. But, you know, Brock has an amateur wrestling background, the former UFC champion, of course. But it's still, oh, poor CM Punk. Poor CM Punk. I hope he gets healthy and has at least one fight. Oh, man. So, yeah, so it's going to be interesting. So I guess my question of the day is, are you more pumped up to watch this, you know, UFC? And my second question of the day is, well, I guess there's a lot of questions because, you know, you got who's his opponent going to be? Are you pumped up to see it? And the third thing is, if he loses, what happens? You know what I mean? It is at the highest level, so, I mean, people have to understand that. So it should be very interesting. But I was watching UFC, and this just got me pumped up. By the way, yes, I'm at work. Just to tell you what type of job I have. I'm like, I'm at work. It's a hard life. 2 hard-time jobs. 2 full-time jobs. Hard times. Dave, what are you doing at work? I'm watching UFC and doing a podcast as quickly as I can. You know, this job is hard. I'm on the clock right now. Jesus. Whew. Hard times. Why didn't people tell me full-time jobs were this hard where you could just watch UFC in the office? It's ridiculous, I tell you. So Brock Lesnar does come out of retirement. All right, so hopefully it's the best. I also want to talk about this. I know this is a pro wrestling channel, even though KocoSports is a combat sports website, and I just want to thank Jerry and David Cooey the last couple of days. They've been updating the site. As we go through some hard times itself, and hopefully we can bounce back and do great. But Muhammad Ali passed away at the age of 74. He was hospitalized, and then he passed away. And to me, Muhammad Ali, and this is going to be way over the top, but I really believe this. And I try not to make these RIP type videos on YouTube because a lot of times people fake the funk. Like if I don't know the person or had no connection to him or wasn't a fan, I try not to. Like the Fast and the Furious guy, I never saw Fast and the Furious. Seemed like a great guy, but Muhammad Ali was, like, to me, the perfect human being. I mean, absolutely perfect. Just all around great guy, and just how great of a fighter he was. But beyond that, how great of a person he was. You know, you go look back, and some people, you know, at the time were really mad. I think people are forgiving him, but he refused to go fight in the war in Vietnam. That's a whole different level of balls for Muhammad Ali. I mean, it's just a bravery. Besides being one of the greatest fighters of all time, just being a great person, and you just go and look what he's done, and it's just absolutely amazing. You know, he ain't faking the funk. He's not taking pictures and then kicking a kid away. Be like, go make a wish over there, fuckface. The cameras ain't around. He was a legit great person who had beliefs and standards and just stuck with it. And, you know, I don't think we'll ever have great fighters like this again. And not only that, but I know this is a pro wrestling show, but Angelo Castilla, stand-up comedian, writer / former indie wrestler, said it best. Pro wrestling should be grateful for Muhammad Ali because he basically created the promo. The stuff he, like, just, you know, like, if you're lucky, if you're a celebrity or you're a writer, you're lucky if a motivational quote gets passed around a little bit. This guy, man, you can have Twitter feeds and books just written on some of the stuff that he said. It's absolute. I don't know. I'm really hurt by this, and I usually don't get hurt unless I really know the people. But Muhammad Ali was always a role model, and just the stuff he did for charity, how he lived his life. You know, I try not to say this too much, but the disease that he's suffering, I'm in the early stages of, and he's just an absolute role model. Sometimes, you know, I twitch a lot, and sometimes it bothers me. and I worry what my future is going to be. But Muhammad Ali, he just handled it with class, and it just doesn't embarrass him. Like, I'll be standing in line in Tokyo and Twitch, and I'll see the reactions I get, and it's just like, I become like weak, and it's like not him. I mean, he just owned it, at least. So absolute role model. Actually, completely crushed by this. And I know, like on YouTube, people are just full of shit. Spoiler, and they're like, "Oh, sad." And celebrities usually don't hit me that hard, unless I personally know them. Like Hack Myers passing away bothered me a lot, but not many celebrities bother me too much. But Muhammad Ali was like the first time that I saw a celebrity pass away, and I was like, man, that fucking bothered the shit out of me. Just all around, awesome fighter, awesome promo guy, and not only that, but he did so much stuff in pro wrestling, So, yeah, it was absolutely amazing. And not only that, but to me, this is my opinion, and, a lot of historians argue this, and I have a strong opinion that Inoki Muhammad Ali fight, in my opinion, now nerdy historians fight this a lot. You can go check out History of Combat Sports right there. But a lot of nerdy historians argue this, and some people might argue, but in my opinion, mixed martial arts and where the UFC today is started with Ali versus Inoki. Now, some people disagree with that. I believe that. His fight, it was boring as shit, I assure you. Like, it's so funny because it's built up in your head so much. You're like, oh my god, it's gotta be the greatest fight ever. And it's pretty much Inoki just kicking the shit out of Ali's shits while Ali's talking shit, telling him to stand up. It's one of those things, you read a classic, you hear about a classic book and everyone puts it over. I'm looking at you, Hemingway. But then you actually read it and you're like, that was fucking shit. That was this fight. But the fight still holds up, and, to me, and people disagree, and we argue about this at pro wrestling bars all the time here in Japan. I believe that they started MMA. I think if it wasn't for Ali and Inoki, maybe there'd be no UFC on tonight. I don't know. Maybe there would be, maybe there wouldn't be, but it's just, I think it made a big step in the right direction. And he just always did that, man. He lived his life to its fullest. So yeah, appreciate David Kui posting this on KocoSports. And then there's some really cool quotes, how Ali wanted people to remember him. I'd like to be remembered as a man who won the heavyweight title 3 times, who was humorous, and who was treated everyone right. And I try to do that. I'm a very angry person, and it's just a role model. Like, I'm not even fucking with you, bro. He's a role model. Like, I read his quotes all the time. I just try my best to live up to what he did, because you can never be Ali, but if you're gonna have a role model, you might as well have one of the best. As a man who never looked down on those who looked up to him, he stood up for his beliefs, and dude, did he ever? The Vietnam War thing is just fucking crazy. It's crazy, man. Who tried to unite all humankind through faith and love, and it's all that. And if all that's too much, then I guess I'd settle for being remembered only as a great boxer who became a leader and a champion of his people. And I wouldn't even mind if folks forgot how pretty I was. So, there you go. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest, and I don't think anyone. McGregor tweeted earlier. If you think you're gonna, I'm paraphrasing here, and I apologize to McGregor. But he's like, if you ever think you're gonna make as big of an impact or be as great as Ali, you better wake up and apologize, because Ali just has some of the greatest quotes ever. And a lot of people, pro wrestling fans, they think of The Rock, and they think of Stone Cold and Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair, but before all of them, man, it was Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was amazing, just absolutely amazing. And it cracks me up because when it comes to MMA fans, they'll see someone like McGregor, or they'll see someone talking shit, and they'll be like, oh, I absolutely fucking hate that person. But then they adore Ali. I find it to be kind of funny, especially if they shoot down pro wrestling. They're like, oh, pro wrestling's so stupid, all they do is cut promos and talk shit, and I absolutely hate it, especially when it was Brock Lesnar, returning, or first time running UFC. I heard a lot of people like that. That it's just like, fucking, it's just crazy that people just rewrite history. But yeah, Muhammad Ali will be missed, and absolutely one of my role models. And It's one of the few times that a celebrity that I did not know personally passed away that I was affected by it. All right, so there you go. I will get back to more cheery and not news stories. Stump the Idiot. You got any questions? I'm going to try to record a bunch of them today. Usually, my show, well, recently I got 2 new full-time jobs, so my show has changed recently. But we do a lot of pro wrestling reviews here, and also I answer questions about pro wrestling. Stump the Idiot. Check out KocoSports.com. Also check out ProWrestling.me. Boom Boom's doing a WWE Draft Pick'em contest right now, and I did not promote this. I was like, hey, Boom Boom, I'll promote it, sure. And then I did it because I'm an asshole and I'm a horrible fucking friend. So sign up for ProWrestling.me and go check out Boom Boom's Draft Pick'em contest, and we're hopefully going to improve everything. Just right now, I'm really busy, so please check us out. All right, I think I'm supposed to say like, comment, subscribe, and check out our website. It's KocoSports.net, ProWrestling.me, and go check out Fox Sports. They're a new site. I don't know if they're gonna make it, but go check them out. All right, if you guys like this, just tell me. I just rambled on for a lot, but if you liked it, every now and then maybe I'll pop up 3 or 4 stories and cover the stories like that. I'm just trying to figure out what to do, because for my office it would be hard to be live. Because if someone walks in and says, hey, what are you doing? And we're live, and then I'm like, look at him, he's an idiot, he's talking to you and YouTube at work. But if I do audio and it's not live, maybe I could do a lot more shows. All right, so did I say like, comment, subscribe? Like, comment, subscribe. And with that, I am over.